everybody, welcome to another video on my channel where I take a look back at some of my toys from my childhood. Now here's the thing, first of all, it's been suggested that maybe I should make a new channel just featuring the toys and the antiques, but I'm really not sure if that would be the right thing to do, you know what I mean, because I don't know if I would take away from my subscribers or anything. But if you want me to just create a separate channel just for vintage toys and my antique adventures and all kinds of things like that, let me know in the comments. Now back to the video. On today's episode, we're going to take a look at something I had as a kid and unfortunately got destroyed, and I remember exactly how. But later on, I was at a flea market and I found a replacement, and it's almost complete. There's a lot missing and a lot of, I guess the kid who owned this back in the 70s scribbled on some of the buildings and things like that. But it's by no means complete, but it's enough to really be cool. This play set opened up from a carrying case, so you could take it to, grandma's house or whatever, which I did on many occasions. And it was, something you could travel with and just take into the backyard, which is where I played with mine mostly, and just have all the adventures and let your imagination run wild. Now, what happened to my original set? Well, unfortunately, I remember this well. My brother and I experimented with a bit of foam rubber and some gasoline, and we put it in the case and closed it up and lit it and see what happened. And it did exactly what you think. It exploded. But that was the 70s, a different time. I'm going to lay out all of the figures that I have in the Cowboys and Indians theme, These were all made by Marx. I checked them out, and I distinctly remember, a lot of the poses of these guys from when I was a kid. And the other figures that you'll see, the plastic figures, were actually mine from childhood. But the problem is that a lot of them got run over by a lawnmower. So, and I also, when I was starting to get into model making, made little adjustments, like I would put gunshot wounds and just alter them for battle scenes, like battle damage. But anyway, that's a different story. Now, normally these guys would be outside of the fort. Got the nice graphics, little ladders, and then it came with the plastic ladders as well. And here you have headquarters. There's nothing inside. These do not open up, though. And what's that, the stable, I think? Yeah, the stable. Now, because of their age, sometimes these guys don't stand up anymore, especially if they were well played with. But it's amazing because I wanted to show you real quick. The Marx horses were solid-bodied, but the cheaper versions, like that you would get from other makers, were hollow. Even this one, I don't remember where I got him at all. I think I found him on the beach. But he is a bucking bronco, but again, hollow inside, as compared to the Marx. Same thing with this. And this was just in this box, along with a lot of other figures that don't go with anything. And here are the actual ones I had when I was a little kid. See, he's had better days with the lawnmower fight. And let's see, same thing with this guy. Oof, he's awful. After I found him in the yard, what I did was I just got some little red paint, and then he would have been like a battle damaged one. And you can see sometimes the molding didn't exactly come loose. Now, all of these guys, I remember my mom getting at the grocery store, because they did sell Marx toys in our local grocery store, and I remember a couple at the toy store specifically. And I'll show you my favorite one. I did have a lot more figures when I was a kid, but over the years they just got lost. But this one here was my favorite. I remember playing with him. That's actual dirt from my backyard from when I was about 6 years old. You show how loved these toys were, and that's really the whole point about this. You would get like double sometimes, and they came in different colors. I had blue ones of him too that were really cool. There's an Archer that's blue, and identical, just a different color. And they all have the marks on the bottom. But the ones that came with Fort Apache, you can really see the trademark there on. Now, the Marx Company made tons of different play sets besides Fort Apache. And I remember watching Saturday morning TV, you know, you would see the old cowboy movies in black and white. And when you got a play set like this for your birthday or Christmas, you were like the envy of the neighborhood. I don't know how my parents did it, but they got me this play set when I was a kid. And it was just amazing. The one thing about toys from the 70s is you really got your money's worth out of them, because we played with these things every single day for hours on end. And here we are 40 years later, you know, still playing with them and still collecting them. So that says a lot to the quality and the craftsmanship of the companies that made these toys, because they were adorable. And also the fact that your imagination was better than any movie or any TV show that you could possibly watch. It just was, because you can make an infinite number of adventures with toys like these. I remember setting them up and shooting them with rubber bands from a distance so that it would look like, you know, it was an action movie. Sometimes you would get like a monster like a Godzilla to just come and trample everybody. It didn't matter. The point is that there was no limit to your imagination, and it was just so much fun. Now, this set replaces the one I had as a kid, but when I bought this, the vendor had another set that I didn't have as a kid, and we're going to take a look at that one as well. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this look at some vintage toys. Please tune in again next time. And if you want me to create a separate channel, let me know in the comments. And if there's any toy that you would like me to feature, if I have it, I will. So just drop that in the comments too.